Now, most organizations claim to be invested in fostering a culture of motivation, but I'm skeptical. So I do wonder, like, where does this motivation truly come from? I think most of my clients come in and say, I want to motivate people. I want to motivate my team better. I want to feel more motivated. So where does this actually come from? The prevailing assumption, I would say, is that organizations are empowered actors, and they see themselves as the architects of motivation in the individuals. But is this traditional mental model truly an effective way to think about motivation? So to help make sense of these questions, to help you motivate your people further, I want to introduce you to a concept called the motivational quality continuum, which I'll refer to as MQ. So the motivational quality continuum breaks down motivation into 5 distinct categories, each representing a different level of motivational quality, right? So here we're talking about the quality of motivation. So at the left side of the spectrum, this you would say is the lowest quality form of motivation. We call this A motivation, which is when someone is just going through the motions. So when we move to the right, so still low quality motivation, but a little bit further to the right, we have external pressure. So this is a state where individuals feel controlled by external factors like rewards, praise, threats, punishments. Then we hit the middle where we find internal pressure. I would say this is probably where I sit the most at. Internal forces tend to be more of things like guilt, shame, ego, and self-pressure. And now we enter into the high MQ categories. So the first high MQ category is personal value. And this is where individuals really endorse and value the goals of their tasks in the work. So in a surprising twist, very surprising twist, you can have this high MQ even when your tasks are not inherently enjoyable. And once I had a client come to me and say, oh, I'm afraid to give these tasks to someone because they're not enjoyable. But guess what? People can still be motivated to do unenjoyable tasks when they recognize the significance of that work to themselves or to the organization. And then we get to the pinnacle of high MQ. This is where we find intrinsic motivation, where individuals find just an inherent satisfaction in their work, and it's genuinely enjoyable. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I care about MQ? Well, it turns out it's very important because your MQ actually has a significant impact on various aspects of work and life. So research suggests that lower MQ leads to lower productivity, lower creativity, lower learning, lower satisfaction with compensation. So you think about it, lower MQ, lower satisfaction with compensation. Very interesting. Decreased commitment, decreased loyalty, and trust. So then we look at the flip side. Higher MQ translate to stronger performance, more innovation, deeper learning, greater job satisfaction, enhanced commitment, loyalty, and trust. So I think we have our answer, right? To build a culture of high quality motivation, it's really about that intersection of an employee's desires, their goals, their values, their impact. And I think you can think about it, it also works alongside hand in hand with those organizational needs rather than just being the stick of the employer.